MMA game. You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got game. You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got flame. Shout out to Roget and Cariss, they doing their own thing. Yeah, talking about the fight game. You with the MMA game, all the big names, breaking down games, best in the game, never the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA Game. My name is Ryan Cariss, and today we're going to be talking about UFC 285 recap. We're also going to be talking about Cage Warriors that was held in San Diego, California. But before we get started, I do want to introduce to you one of my best friends, my bro, my boy, my homie, my cuz, my dude, my guy, Cameron Roget. What's up, my brother? Yeah.
Hey, yo. And today we do have a special guest.
Yes.
My man, War Titan Matt Terry. Thank you for coming on the show. My dude. We appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me, guys. I'm stoked to have you guys, and I can't wait. So let's talk the fight game, man.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Nice.
Guys, just a heads up, we will be doing an interview with Matt. It's going to be released at a later date, so make sure you guys tune into that. He's going to give us, a little bit of his background, a little bit of his future, and also, the call-outs will be coming.
Can't wait for those call-outs.
Can't
Yes,
wait.
Sir.
Cannot wait. So, Cariss, why don't you go ahead and take it away? I know you had the opportunity to check out Cage Warriors in San Diego, dude.
Yes.
How was that?
Cage Warriors, San Diego at Sequan Casino. Man, I cannot tell you how excited, how stoked, how hyped, how high as a kite I was to be able to go to this place. Dude, it was a small type of UFC Apex type style to where you go in. It's a small little arena, small little thing. I think there was about 2,000, maybe 3,000 people there. When I first walked in, and I sat down at my seat.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to post this on our Instagram so everyone will be able to see
Yeah,
it.
this guy was sending me pics, like trying to make me jealous.
Dude,
I'm driving on the freeway.
Yeah, I'm a fanboy all of a sudden. I didn't realize that how big of a fanboy all of a sudden I became. But I literally had a front row seat. Wasn't even expecting to be front row.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I sit in my seat and Herb Dean decides to just walk up and stand right in front of me.
So sick.
And my other buddy.
So sick.
And of course, I had to tap him on his shoulder and go, "Excuse me, could you mind if you take a picture, please?"
Yeah.
So I got a picture with him. My buddy Matt that went with me, he got a picture as well.
Yeah.
So it was amazing right then and there to start off with.
Yeah. Oh,
Then
dude.
the very next second, all of a sudden, the announcer, Joe Martinez, decides to walk over and sit right in front of us the entire fight. This dude is the kindest human being that I've ever met.
So you had a conversation with the guy.
Oh, dude, we sat there and talked with him for a good little while. Now, of course, I'm polite and was respectful. And when I walked up to him, gave him a little tap on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, Mr. Martinez." Didn't call him Joe. Didn't do any of those. He turns around, shakes my hand, says hello. And of course, I'm like, "Do you mind if we take a picture?" Of course we do. I took a couple pictures with him. My buddy Matt turns around, takes a couple pictures with him. And throughout the night, he turned around a number of times and asked us questions, was just talking to us randomly throughout the night.
Was this guy supposed to be announcing or what?
He was announcing. He was announcing. But when you sit right in front of somebody and you're a fanboy all of a sudden, it feels pretty good.
Dude, I can't only imagine, bro. I'd have lost my shit for her.
So,
I'd have lost my shit.
Dude, okay, so I didn't even know what to say, that I didn't even have any questions for him, because one of the questions that I wanted to ask him, "Hey, are you working UFC 285?
Well,
which was the very next day.
Yeah, we found that out very shortly.
And all of a sudden he was on TV, and I was like,
did.
"Oh, he was there." He was there. So I'm just saying, I didn't get to talk to him, didn't get to ask him those questions, so I was a little bit of a fanboy, but that's okay. The very next person decided to walk by.
Yeah.
I know you guys know the name of Frank Trigg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he decided to walk by, and of course I had to take a picture with him.
Was he, like, frame-wise, big, small?
Dude, he was big, and he's got a little bit of belly on him. He's not his in-shape Frank Trigg that he is, but it's okay.
He
it's
ain't good, baby.
He was actually...
No weight cuts there.
He was locked in and nice, like handshake, smiling in the photo and everything when I posted. So really nice guy.
That's
really
it.
Nice guy. He's really into it. Then the star of the night decided to show up.
Well, I know it ain't Connor.
Oh, Patty the Batty. Oh, Patty the Batty.
Lost his last fight.
Oh, I don't care.
Wasn't he Cage Warriors champion?
He was Cage Warriors
was,
champion. That's where he came from. So
it's
that's why
crazy.
this was such a big deal.
Like, a lot of the big time, I would say, European UFC guys have come through Cage Warriors.
Conor McGregor being one of them.
Connor came through there. I want to say Bisbee came through there.
Yes.
Now we have Patty.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be more, too.
Wait, they're international then?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is an Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I know the last time I watched it, I watched it on UFC Fight Pass. They were big in the UK.
They are.
It was massive.
They are.
Massive.
It's awesome.
And it was a great card too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So Paddy the Baddy walks out.
Okay.
And he walks out because he's doing the announcing tonight with the other announcers. So he's sitting there right in front of us. I have a couple pictures.
Right.
Just look at the Instagram. It's on there. Since Joe Martinez was such a nice guy,
Yeah.
he walked up to Paddy, says, "Hey, do you mind go take a picture with those two guys right there?"
Oh,
Paddy goes,
dude,
"Okay."
that's
Walks over
so
to us, takes a
sick.
picture with me, takes a picture with my buddy
Yeah.
Matt.
Hey, you felt big time.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
are you kidding me?
felt big
Hold on.
time.
That's not the best part. Paddy takes a picture with us,
Yeah.
says thank you, shakes our hands, walks away. As he's walking away, 5 other people walk up, being like, "Hey,
Right.
Paddy, you mind taking a picture?" Ignores all of them,
Damn.
walks over and sits down and starts doing announcing. Now, the part of this that I want to say is, as we were going out a little bit later in between a fight,
Right.
we were going out to get a beer and going out to get some nachos and a hot dog and whatnot. Some guys were standing there, and this guy's like, "Dude, Paddy was such an asshole." We start laughing, just being like, "Actually, no, he was actually pretty nice to us."
Yeah. Dude, that's
He's like, we
funny.
walked up and tried to take a picture with him, and he just walked away. I was like, well, he didn't do that to us.
That's so sick,
So
bro.
he was actually really nice. Like,
Yeah.
Paddy was cool. We didn't sit there and talk, but
Yeah,
it was just
yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that he was cool enough.
At least
to
you got
sit
the
there.
picture, bro.
Dude, it was great. It was great, and
you
we
got the
posted it.
pic.
Like he was the man. So, be it that alone.
I do have one question about Paddy. How'd he look, weight-wise? Thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he enjoying it.
I don't want to give him his little nickname that people keep calling him on Instagram because I like Paddy.
It's all good. I
don't-
mean,
like Paddy.
hey guys,
right? He was nice to us.
We all love carne
Right?
asada burritos and carne asada fries. It's hard to stay away from
especially in San Diego.
it. Yeah.
I was about to say that.
So that alone, I swear to you, made the entire night for me. I mean, just the fights alone to be able to watch them, but to
Yeah.
have all those people around us and just being able to meet them and shake their hands and just say hello, that was a blessing, and I am beyond fortunate to be able to go to that. And
Yeah, man.
I thank my stars and thank the Lord and thank everything that I was able to go to those things. So if you guys have a chance, these are the type of stuff that can happen when you go to small
Right,
little events like
right,
this. You might have a
100%.
big guy coming in. You never know.
100%.
Right? And then that just made my entire night.
100%.
So, now, getting to the fights.
Yeah, man. So I
Fights.
want to start off. There is an upcoming fight next weekend. There are a couple of fighters I do want to mention that are going to be fighting on the prelims.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is a UFC fight night, and the main event is going to be Peter Yan against Merab Dvalishvili.
Okay.
But on the prelims, we do have Rafael Assunção against Davy Grant.
Ooh,
That is going to be at the bantamweight division.
nice.
And then
Nice.
another one I think you should check out on the prelims. I'm going to go with the females.
Okay.
It's going to be JJ Aldrich against Ariane Lipsky. That's
Okay.
going to be in the women's flyweight
Okay.
division.
Okay.
Now,
Nice.
the big one, the main card. And I'm going to ask both of you guys to give me, your picks on these.
Of course.
And I'm going to start off with, I think this one's going to be a barn burner because it's got rescheduled. It got canceled. It got rescheduled. Somebody
wait, which one?
was sick. It's going to be Nikita Krylov against Ryan Spann.
Oh, we're getting we're getting it. Yes.
And it's going to be at a catchweight. It's going to be at a catchweight.
Good. Does it say what the weight is for the catchweight?
It does
by
not.
chance?
It does not.
Okay.
I
Okay.
would say it's going to be probably somewhere around the light heavyweight.
Okay.
Sure, but it's going to be at a catchweight. So if you guys had to pick, I guess I could go first.
Well, we already know who
I'm
you
picking,
and I are
I'm
going
picking.
for.
I'm picking Ryan Spann.
I'm picking Superman Span.
100%.
Yes, we already did
Matt,
that one
who
last
you
week.
got?
I'm not. Is the Nikita guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nikita Krylov.
Is it like a 205? We don't know what the weight
It was-
is.
It was 185.
It was supposed
right?
to be at. Yeah. Well, no. Light. It,
Oh, it was
it
light
says.
heavyweight.
It says light heavyweight here,
Oh,
so
okay.
205.
Okay, so it's probably going to be maybe.
I know the Lipsky chick. She's pretty promoted, and I can tell they're hoping she might win. or
that she'll do well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was just telling them last night, everything's a green bag. We're going to get on a different subject, but
Yeah.
when I hear we got these guys fighting, it's exciting to me as well.
Right.
We're all analytically curious about each card we can dive in on. What comes to my mind is, like I mentioned last night, we're watching 285. Sometimes I think about, who I think righteously won.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who does the company want to win?
Yeah.
So,
That's always a
I
factor,
think of
isn't it?
investments. Like you can name fighters' name. How big is their investment in the company?
Right.
So
So you got Superman, or do you got
Krylov.
Krylov?
Who you going
Who do you
with?
want? If you don't know him, just make a guess. It's okay.
the Krylov guy.
Krylov. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we got two on one.
It's not bad.
That works.
Let me see.
Hey, sorry. Did you want me to do a recap of any of the fights for Cage Warriors?
I guess nah, it's all good. It's
Roget?
because you know what? I kind of want to dive into 285,
And that's fine.
That's
fine.
my
That's why
thing.
I'm asking.
And I think 285 was.
Well, I told you everything about Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
Anyway. That was the best part of the night. Now the fights weren't all that great. There was
Yeah.
only one submission on the night, but it was still entertaining. So.
Oh.
And I think you lost, by the way.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That was
count
the reason why I
shit.
want to talk about
I
it.
don't count that shit because it had so many changes.
Oh,
Fuck that.
Wilson Reyes won, by the way.
Bullshit. My guy didn't even fight.
Oh, too slick.
Anyways, back to UFC fight night. In the next matchup, in the heavyweights, guys, we have Alexander Volkov against Alexander Romanov. So this is the battle of the Alexanders. This one's tough for me. I'm just going to go with the guy I think UFC's back in here. It's going to be Alexander Romanov.
I'm saying the same.
That same guy's
thing.
fighting again?
Romanov?
Romanov, didn't he fight last night?
No, he didn't fight last night.
no.
That was that other Kazakhstan guy?
Yeah, actually, so Romanov is coming against. He's coming off of a loss to
Is he?
Marcin Tybura.
And what's Volkov?
And Volkov's coming off of a win against Rosenstruck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, if you had to go one, I think a lot of people would probably go for Volkov, but I think for this one, I'm going with the younger fighter in Romanov, and I think he gets it done.
I was going to say Romanov also. Volkov's, I don't want to say going out a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's seen the door.
Got some wear and tear.
In a
Got
sense.
some
There you
wear
go.
and tear.
That's a great way of saying it.
Yeah.
He's got some wear and tear on him. He's got some fights. He's lost a couple. He got really knocked out bad.
Yeah.
A couple fights ago. I forget who was against, but yeah, I'm going with Romanov on that one.
Okay. And then the last one, the main event, we have Peter Yan against Merab Davishvili in the bantamweight division. This is a tough one. Tough one to pick.
It is a tough one.
Tough one.
It is. Well, it's
I
because either you're
think-
going with the striker or you're going with the grappler, right? One of the
Well,
two.
I mean, look, Merab is a smart guy.
Yes.
And I'm sure he has studied how Aljo, his training partner, has fought against Peter Yan. And I think we're going to see a pretty similar fight, I think.
Okay.
Now, if it stays on the feet, it's going to be trouble for Merab.
Big time.
But I'm going Merab's going to win by
you?
decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it going to be 3 rounds? You're going to give him 2? You think Peter's going to win one at all?
I think Peter, if it has to stay standing for a bit, right? They
Right.
always start. So I give him 1 round, 2-1.
Okay. I think you probably are going to be correct in the fact that Merab is probably going to take this.
Yeah.
I think he is because he's going to take Peter down and he's going to try to hold him down on the ground because he knows that Peter's standing game is that much better. I want to pick Peter Yan, though. I do, and I don't know why. I don't know why I want Peter Yan, but
You're picking with your heart.
I think I am. I'm going to go Peter Yan in this one, even though I know Merab is probably going to take him down, and he's probably going to hold him on the ground and try to just keep him down there because he knows that's the best way he's going to be able to win to get to the next fight.
Right.
Right? What do you got, Matt?
I don't know, man. I'll say this: a former coach did say, at this point, I kind of just look at it both ways in the sense of this guy wins, I see him winning this way, and vice versa.
Right.
But back to the points you guys already covered. Yeah, if it stays standing, it could be nasty.
Yeah.
For Merab.
Yeah.
Merab, yeah.
If it goes to the ground, here's where I'm really going to be honest about it. It's like I have a feeling because formulas and styles make fights.
Yes, they do.
The lead and mental reference that would be aiding for Merab. Yes,
Yeah.
is the Aljo training,
Right.
preparation for him to beat
Especially with the
him.
champ every single time.
But the thing is Aljo's Aljo, Merab's Merab.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. We'll see. Because it's either going to be like, the styles aren't working well for Merab. Obviously Peter is just shutting it down.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff and takedown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
He needs to
dicing
stuff
him
those
up.
takedowns.
In the attempts to take him down, maybe he's cutting him up on the ground to get back to his feet, and then on
Right.
the feet it's that. And then if it's not that, then it will be kind of what we assume it could be with Merab, having that mental reference, just pursue him,
Right.
no problem.
Okay.
You know what I want out of this fight? I don't want this to be another Jose Aldo and Merab fight because the Jose Aldo fight, all Merab did was just take him down and hold him against that fence, and then Jose kind of just stood there and didn't do anything.
It may be the same.
That's
guys. Not
See,
gonna lie.
and that's why I want to go with Peter Yan on this
may
because I
be the
want
same
him to
kind of
dice him up. I want him to hit him and knock him hard
My
to
only thing,
where
it's just-
he's going to move forward.
I think it's just looking at what happens after this, like with whoever wins, right? Because if Jan wins, what do we do with him? The guy already lost to Sean.
I know.
Who's the next guy? We already know with Merab, he doesn't want to fight the champion.
No.
He wants to be the guy that protects the champion. I guess fucking top flight security of the world. So if that's the case, like
Sterling.
then we could just keep throwing this guy killers until we have a new champion, and we may have one with Cejudo. being the next challenger. We may. I mean, I don't know.
True.
They might throw Jan at the winner of Aljo Cejudo, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jan's gonna fight now.
Uh-huh.
And he'll be fresh off a fight this next weekend. Let him stay in the hot pocket, but then Sean will fight the winner of Cejudo, Aljo.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I
Then
think.
Yes.
Jan will fight maybe the winner of Sean and the winner of.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, or Peter could get the loser of Cejudo
Right.
in Sterling.
See,
That could be another
Remember
one.
with the Kobe Covington, Masvidal, Usman trio, they kept like rematching
Kept
each other.
rotating.
Yeah.
I was frustrated to see a lot of that within that short amount of time, even though I know these are top caliber guys.
Right.
But I did hear Dana say in a post-fight press conference, he goes, listen, the way we run business is when you have your top 5 guys, you can be the 5th guy to be still eligible to get that title shot, just depending on injuries, if that pulls out, blah, blah, blah. So that's also used to the justification of what you guys mentioned now. Well, what about Jan? Where does he go?
Right.
You know,
Right.
but if he's still in that top 5, I'd like to assume politically and investment-wise, the company's going
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
He's been selling. I
Right.
don't care if people are fucking annoyed. I mean, like, you're going to watch like Jan 3.
See, another factor that we forget is Sterling is planning on stepping up to 145. So if he wins this fight,
Stop it.
if he wins this fight, he might just step away from the 135.
Stop it.
Which means
Fight
it might.
Volk?
Yes. Like he's been talking about it. He says
Bro.
that he might potentially take out
Bro.
Volk. He's like, oh, I'm the best chance against Volk because I'll take him to the ground and choke him out.
Bro.
I'll watch that.
I'll watch it, too.
So I think if Sterling steps away, that gives Marab a chance, especially if he beats Peter Yan this weekend.
Guys.
Right?
Guys.
You keep saying.
Guys. Did we not just see Volk's last fight
Oh,
against
I know.
Islam?
Well, he's going to kill
Aljo,
Yair.
Aljo legitimately thinks he's a better wrestler than Islam?
Yes.
The fuck out of
Yes.
here.
I know. And
moving on.
It would be jits more, yeah? Aljo's like an athletic, sporadic, but like ground game, pretty good.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Volk's going to get out of that. He's going to get out.
Yeah,
He's going to get out of Sterling.
Bruh, I
Like, come
can't.
on. If he gets out of Islam's, he's going to get out of Sterling.
Like I said,
For
all
sure.
fights start standing up.
Yeah.
Let Alex touch that man first. We already seen what happens when he gets touched.
Oh.
Don't forget that first fight with Jan and Aljo. Don't forget. If it wasn't for that illegal knee,
The fight was done.
Fight was done.
Yes.
Jan was piecing that
Yes.
boy up.
Yes.
So,
And that's why I'm calling you out for
Aljo,
this
you
fight
might
against,
be
against Morales.
biting off a little bit more than you can chew. Get through Cejudo first and then talk, please. Even though he's a king of cringe, that boy can still put it down.
He's still got a great game plan, bro.
Yeah.
He really does. He knows what he's doing. Cejudo's a smart, intelligent fighter.
So the main reason why we're here, guys.
Why are we here?
Bro, we have to discuss UFC 285.
Yes, we do.
The
whole purpose.
I said it from the beginning. This card is stacked. It was one that we are going to remember, and I think it lived up to all the hype, and it added
It did.
even more to that.
It did.
And looking at the prelims, we said watch this prelim
Watch
fighter,
the early prelims.
guys.
Oh, my.
Ian fucking Gary,
Ian Machado. Wait, do you know he has 2 nicknames?
Guys.
The future Ian Machado Gary. He doesn't just have 1 nickname. He's got 2. That's how good this dude is.
To me, when the way that fight started up, I was okay. He's going to control this, and then he got dropped. He got dropped.
That left
bad,
hook was nice.
Bad, perfect timing. And it caught him. But the way the kid bounced back, to me, it was just like, dude, okay. One, he got punished because he leaves his chin a little bit high.
Yes.
And some
Yeah.
of his
And he dropped his
exits,
right hand on that one.
when he exits to get out, he was leaving it high, and he got touched a little bit, but that's how he got caught on that one. And then, but just a great striking display. Like
Yes.
he ended up turning, and I mean, he ended up winning it by TKO, I believe, right?
He learned from that mistake. Well, it could have been
learned.
a KO, but he balled up.
Bro, learn from it. He advanced, and I'm really excited to see what the UFC does with this guy next, because
Yes.
now he's shown he can hang with these guys. He's able to take damage, give damage, and I really hope they put him on that Connor track, because this is another Irishman.
It is.
I'm just saying.
Well,
did he get 50K?
I don't know. I don't think he got that one because
man deserved
I think
50K.
Fight of the Night goes a little bit later on the Shavkat one.
needed to
But
get
we'll
50K.
talk about that.
Yeah,
he
he
probably
needed to
did. He
get
probably
that
got a
50K.
performance bonus on that one because before he finished that, did you hear him just yell out? Like, did you hear him scream and say, "Let's go"? For
Yeah.
that last minute, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he just turned it on and just put him out.
He was on it.
That was
bro.
awesome.
Locked in.
That was awesome.
Locked fucking in.
That was-
Yeah, and Gary.
Yeah. So now he is 11-0. still undefeated. He was a negative 730 to win that fight. Yes. So Sung Kenyan.
Yeah.
Did you even see some of his stats?
You know, I didn't.
Okay, I got one stat here that shows you that this dude can fight, right?
Stat guy Cariss.
And UFC always puts these good matches together. Out of his last 15 fights, like out of his last finishes of his last 15, he's finished 14 out of the 15 of his last fights. He's got power and experience. So they're putting this Ian Gary dude against somebody, and they tested this kid.
Yeah.
And he passed with flying colors.
Flying colors.
Jeez.
Flying colors
He looked
passing that
really
one.
good. And Connor put out a little tweet. Ian Gary, you little darling.
Well, I mean, he
Oh,
did,
no, excuse me, you little daisy. That's what he said.
He did the strut after. He
Oh,
did the Billy walk.
He
Yeah, he
did.
did the Billy walk
He
after.
did his
Well
little-
deserved. Well deserved.
I'm glad he did.
Speaking of Connor,
170, Gary?
Welterweight
Is
one.
he?
Tall boy, right?
Yeah,
he's
he's
real tall.
170.
He's real tall.
Yeah, I think it is 170.
Is he like
check up on
6'1"?
that.
Damn, you just got me on a stat. Thanks, man. Oh, I
He's
think
in
he
his
is.
20s, right?
Yeah,
He's a
yeah, he's
He's a young-
25-year-old
guy.
Irishman.
nice.
25. So, oh, by the way, there was a cup check in this one too.
Yeah.
There was one cup check, and there was another fight that we're going to talk about too. There was a couple cup checks.
Oh, they got hit. They got low blow.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Bad too. Bad.
yeah. While you're looking that up, I'll talk
Yeah, go ahead.
about the two cup checks. In the early prelims, there was a bantamweight fight at 135 of Blackshear versus Basharat. There was this 135. This kid Basharat is 9-0. He is undefeated in his career, and he just won with 10-0. He has a good stand-up game and a good little ground-up game. So pay attention to Basharat and to Blackshear. Those are two guys that are coming up. We also had the Tabitha Ricci and the Baby Shark era. Did you guys know that we were in the Baby Shark era?
Well, I mean, after her performance,
I see that smile over here.
After her performance, I'm fully invested in this Baby Shark. I am invested.
Yes, that was
She's
good.
local, you know.
She's
Oh, really?
local?
She's a Ventura fighter. She lives here.
Really?
In this.
Oh,
this
really?
This area.
town that we're
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
She used to train at my former gym. Tabitha is a game fighter from what you can see. on
Tabitha
her-
Ricci? Yeah.
Ricci, the Baby Shark.
Mhm.
I'm not like direct friends with her. Let's just say that she trained with a former trainer for boxing skills, and when she'd be in the gym, I won't get all into it, but like, it's a whole other conversation. My departure from my old team, and I'm good with the majority of the guys, but let's just say there's a few guys that I wasn't. So she seemingly, for understandable reasons, was with maybe that side of the table.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So when I'd see her, I'd be like acknowledgement, and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up?" And she'd just be like, And I kind of like, all right, I didn't want to take it personal.
Yeah.
She's a fighter. I get it. Like she's doing work, man.
Right,
But
right.
it's time for some like nobody guy. Like I didn't even turn pro yet at this time. This is like last year, and no, she's, to her own credit, she works hard, man. From what I could see,
Yeah.
so,
Brazilian chick too.
yeah.
I think we need you to get closer to the mic.
Maybe talk a little bit louder.
yeah.
There we go.
So there's also another fight with Mana Martinez and this kid Cameron Simon. Did you see this Cameron Simon kid who's out of South Africa with Duplessis?
He's named after a great.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
he is.
of course. I mean, come on. You know when the fights is on, camera's watching every
that's
single
kind of where I was
fight.
going with that a little bit.
But
yes.
going back to Ian Gary, that was at welterweight.
Oh, okay.
So that's welterweight.
Okay.
So yeah, Cameron Simon is bantamweight, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead, take it away.
This kid's another kid who's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's 8-0. He kicked Mana twice. He had 2 cup checks on Mana. He got a point taken away after that second one because Herb Dean warned him on the first one and said, "Don't do that again." Also in this fight, he had an eye poke. So he kicked the dude twice, and he eye poked him during the fight. Now, at the end, during his little octagon interview, he did say, "I'm not a dirty fighter. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that," which I'm glad that he did. But at the same time, that goes into our glove talk. Damage on that one.
Dude,
So
there's a rule that says it's a forbidden rule, but
Yeah.
maybe not every fighter's heard it. I've heard it, but it's like if we're all fighters here, then we kind of like rub elbows and go, "Hey man, that's what we call make the ref earn his paycheck." I ain't cheating, but
I'm not. But
we'll see if he's doing his job.
if he's paying attention as much as he should be right now.
Listen, a couple of low blows and an eye poke could mean an
Oh,
indirect, sinister way of landing a UFC contract.
And it changes the fight, right?
That's what it does
So
change.
true.
Right? And so they're
Very
willing
true.
to be that dark about it and use that whole cliche saying that I just said, and it is lousy, but it happens, man.
It's part of the game.
There's nasty.
They've said that
little
about John Jones, actually. That's been one of his little things because
I mean,
they've showed it, and DC said it and showed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, John Jones is known for sticking his fingers
Yes.
out. Didn't need it this weekend though.
No, he did
need it.
not.
Going into the prelims.
I had a bad day on these prelims.
You did?
For all my choices that I picked.
Wait, how'd you do? How'd you do in the prelims?
Wait. I thought we were going to talk about the prelims. I thought we were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah. I mean,
my record.
your record's part of that too. I just know I kill it on this card. I'm DraftKings. You guys need to give me a sponsorship, man. You know how much money I'm making right now? If I was cashing in on this,
you were 3-1,
bruh. Come on.
I was.
Don't even
1-3.
talk about the main. Don't even talk about the main card. Anyways,
Prelims.
yeah. Go ahead. Prelims. Go ahead.
So in the prelims, it started off in the middleweight division with Julian Marquez versus Marc-Andre Barrault.
Dude, I was nervous. It didn't start off good for my boy.
No, it did not, because
He was
Julian
getting beat
Marquez
up.
had a 27-week fight camp because his fight in December got canceled. So therefore, he just rolled it on and moved into this camp, and he looked really good for that first round and a half.
He did.
He looked like he was going to walk away with this for a split second.
Yeah, easily
And
too.
then Power Bar all of a sudden decided to hit the power button, and turn it on, and the fight changed.
That second wind is something vicious, baby. That's it. I mean, mon ami Marc-Andre Barrault came out from Canada.
Yeah.
And he did well, bro.
French-Canadian?
Yeah, he did well.
Dude,
he did well.
I-
Way to
if-
bounce back.
If I would have
Shit.
known that power bar meant that it was his power bar and turning that on, his power was going to come, I thought it was just the literal, let me eat a power bar. No. This is his strength that he turned on, and that dude turned it on really quick and changed that fight really fast.
Really well.
Really good.
And for me, I love this to kick off. For me, this fight kicked off everything for this
Yes.
whole card.
Yeah.
The way how not only the crowd involvement, but just the result wise and how it went. I think it's just a great starting spot for this whole card.
Ian Gary kind of started off.
Oh,
before
you're
this,
absolutely right. Yeah.
He got that little
drop
that
and
spice
comeback.
going. He got that little flavor going in the crowd. Got everyone hyped up a little bit, and then all of a sudden this happened, and I think that's potentially why this was a little bit of a better fight. It was good, right? Then we're moving on into the women's flyweight division. We had Vivian Araujo versus Amanda Ribas.
Again, dude, this one, fucking hell. I know I picked Ribas, but dude, it
I
was
picked
looking
Vivi.
dicey in that first round.
Yes, it did.
She was getting tagged.
Did you think that you were going to lose for a split second? I thought Amanda was going to lose that for a split second. I did. I thought I was doing well.
I did.
And then it turned.
I did.
Just like that first fight. Jeez.
I did. But Matt and I were talking because we watched the fights together, and I was telling him she has to take it to the ground. If she doesn't take it to the ground,
she's in trouble.
It's going to be trouble because Araujo just looked faster. It looked like her punches were doing a little bit more damage.
She was cleaner too.
Yeah, and then
more
I don't know if
technical.
you noticed this. Matt and I did when she was doing. Amanda was doing her interview at the end.
Yeah.
Did you notice she had stitches over her right eye that looked fresh?
Yes.
And he had mentioned, she was like, dude, that happened.
Those look like
that
they
happened
just
recently.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fresh and clean to where you could literally see the stitch mark and the nice cut
Yeah.
that was going on that line.
Who did she fight? Ribas?
She fought Vivian Araujo.
Araujo.
Yeah, that Araujo, she got tired mid-second round.
Yeah, she did.
She did start off nice first,
Yeah.
but I think because halfway through the second, I think she maybe lost that round towards the end. And Ribas was just a little more active. The Araujo shots weren't as strong. And
Isn't that when Amanda took her down too, kind of mid-second round a little bit?
Yeah.
That's kind of when it changed a little bit, right?
Yeah, she took control of the fight, and I think just like you guys said in that first round, she was just outclassing her, outstriking her, faster, stronger,
More technical. Yeah, because she looked strong and connected
did.
in that first round really well.
She did. I'm happy for Ribas because this is going to do well for her in this weight class.
Yes.
Really, really well.
And we like Amanda.
Yeah, big time.
Good looking.
What did she do? Did she go up or down?
I think Amanda goes back and forth. I guess she goes 115 to 125, but she
saying
mainly
something
stays
like
at
that.
125.
Okay.
I believe she mainly stays at
Did she call
125.
somebody out? I feel like she did. I kind of missed it.
She did, but I didn't write down who she called out. I don't think she called anybody. She said that she wants a top 5. I know that because
Smart.
considering Vivian, I think was number 6, and I think she was number 15 or something like that.
Okay.
I think it was something like that. So she called out higher in the division.
Smart.
So, are you sure you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this one fucking pissed me off, bro.
That's why I want you to talk about it because I was happy. This was finally a win that I got on this card.
This fight in the middleweight division, you had Derek Brunson against Dricus Duplessis.
Yes.
I'm sitting here. I'm
Number
like, all right. All you got to do is take this man down.
That's
Brunson
it.
did.
That's
he
it.
did. But then the
But what
punches
happened?
started coming. And he couldn't handle. You know what? I'm very happy he has the team that he has because that was a very good stoppage.
You're saying Brunson?
Yeah, I'm happy they
dude,
threw in the towel.
Did you
I'm
see
happy.
those last 2 punches that they did right before they did? Thank you. Yes.
Right when at the end, right when
Yes.
they're gonna end it, he landed
2.
one, and I was like, "Oh, bro,
Oh.
that's it.
His head bounced.
Yeah, that's it. End it. End it."
Well, his arms before like he had 2 strikes that you
Right
were
at the
saying
end?
Yeah.
At the end, but the first one of those 2 that were the last.
Yeah.
After the first one, I noticed his arms kind of reach back as if you're like on the couch or in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, what a day.
I'm done.
Right? Yeah. He was literally like, I'm done. He was like, like, boom.
Twice.
And I was like, dude.
You
So
saw him just kind of
Yeah.
just go dead for a split second, just kind of go limp and just like, oh.
He was fatigued and getting whopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
You
Like
know?
I could not picture a second round there. Like
No.
it would have been disgusting if that
No.
happened.
Yeah. I'm very glad that his corner threw the towel on that one.
Yeah.
I'm so
He
happy.
looked
I'm so
drained
happy
when he
to
was
see that.
tired.
He
Yeah.
did.
You know, it wasn't like he was throwing high volume.
No.
So I don't know if his weight cut was bad, dude. Because what was the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then too, like
That's a good point that his weight cut. We don't know what happened during that.
Look at how he strikes in there. And I know Matt was probably licking his lips like, hey, I can't. If these guys were boxers,
Yeah,
I'd
there's a right
mop
hand.
these
There's
guys.
a left right through.
Just the way like he started when he got tired, the way he started throwing, I got really nervous because I was like, dude, that's not how you throw a punch.
No.
And he was trying to get a body lock, like tie up, overhook, and get a hold of him.
And couldn't get a hold of him.
And it looked sloppy too, like his
Yeah.
tippy toes falling forward.
Yeah.
Like, come here, no, come here.
Yeah.
You don't think the other fighter senses that? Like, oh, dude, I need to just find a pace and just stay at it with you.
And I was worried about Duplessis' gas tank, 'cause just looking at the last fight with Till.
Yes.
Right? And I was like, okay, if Brunson just wrestles the fuck out of this guy,
just
he's
take him
gonna
down,
get.
bro.
But I
Make him
guess.
Yeah, but that Duplessis guy from this fight last night and the one prior, I noticed just within 2 fights, this guy's dangerous late.
Yes.
Even when he looks tired.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because he
That's a
did that
very
same
good
thing
point.
to Till.
He looks gassed with
Yeah.
his expressions
Yeah.
in the last round. Apparently Brunson was second.
Yeah.
But I'm watching them. They both look kind of sloppy. But I remember this Duplessis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Duplessis.
He still has some like lead in his fist late, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what
Still Knox.
whopped Brunson when he was gassed, you know?
And that's his nickname too, Still Knox.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
there you go.
I mean that was
So-
a good result for him though.
So
Good
Joe
result.
said something during the fight, which I saw, and Matt, you can attest to this probably. He called Joe Rogan called Duplessis the chins up specialist, and it was true because right after he did that, all of a sudden his chin just raised up just a little bit, and he almost got grazed by Brunson, but he missed. And I thought it was funny because that's exactly what happened. So is my statement on our UFC 285 about Brunson being the gatekeeper
You might be
a
right.
true statement
You
now?
might be
That
right.
was like a gatekeeper
Told
fight.
you.
I was just thinking
You
that,
might
that
be
term, bro.
right?
Gatekeeper.
You might be
Because
right.
now look at what Duplessis did afterwards. He called out a bunch of people and he said, "Oh, I want to move towards that belt."
Yeah.
He hadn't done that before, but now that he beat a gatekeeper,
You know what? If he keeps progressing, it'll be admirable to watch.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, him or Brunson, but definitely him now over Brunson, seems like a gatekeeper because let's just face it, man. 185, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Duplessis, if he doesn't progress, hanging with Pereira. Adesanya.
Whoa.
You know what would be a good fight? Him and my boy Marvin.
ooh,
Vettori.
Marvin
You know what?
Vettori.
I think
Yeah.
style-wise.
is-
Obviously I'm going for Vettori. I think Vettori would get him out of there if they're going to play that game, that zombie sluggish game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Vettori probably stemmed from just being a badass
Yes.
mule. He doesn't
Yeah.
look I don't want to. My bad, Marvin. But you look even more like a super Italian.
He
Like,
does.
Yeah.
Usually Italian dudes aren't as jacked as Marvin.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday when we were hanging out watching
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fights. I was blessed to have him show me a couple pointers. He put me in a rear naked choke. He got rear guard on me, and when he was slipping in his blade and just securing the choke, I remember his arm, his bicep, his forearm. It felt like a shin, like a femur, like a leg was wrapped around
Just sitting right
my
around your neck.
That's how big his arm was, like naturally. He doesn't look. He's a big guy,
Yeah.
but he doesn't look like he's a bicep guy. Oh, he's a chest guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a fit, strong, like pit bull, but like in person, he's even bigger.
Really?
It's scary, bro. You know?
Yeah, because on camera he looks like
His
I like
bones are
this
dense.
thick, like real, like just thick, solid.
Dude.
It's like what I would picture like an NFL player to look like. That's how I would picture him.
He's
Was
got
it?
like that DN tight end. You know, he's not the tallest guy, but he's like thick. You
Yeah.
know?
Wasn't Duplessis' fight one of his last fights against a top 3 or a top 5 guy? Didn't he fight
You saw Till last. Duplessis?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was Till.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
thinking
Marvin.
Vittori now. I'm sorry.
Wasn't it Paulo Costa? Was that his last
I
fight?
believe that may have been his last one, and he had to fight at 205, and he
well,
earned a lot of company stripes.
Whatever
there.
fight it was, he lost. But it was one of those
Izzy.
where
It's got to be Izzy.
like, he just kept going and kept going, and I was like, no. Like you've already been beat. So I'm going to your point of being like, this is one of those guys that can just take damage, but then just keep moving on later in the fight, just like Duplessis. Right?
Yeah,
Like you're saying,
he's
and get
young
stronger
still
later
too,
in the fight.
Vittori. So when he takes certain damage, I can assume he doesn't like that, and he's been working a lot on his boxing. I know this is MMA, but in a week from now, Zurdo Ramirez, he's a world champion. He just lost to Bivol.
Okay.
Canelo.
Okay. Yeah.
And, but back to that point, this guy was undefeated, light heavyweight champ. He spars Marvin on the regular. And
Nice.
I know Marvin's camp,
Nice.
those guys at King's MMA, shout out to King's.
Yeah. Shout out to King's
Hoffman-
MMA, baby.
King's
Seriously.
MMA, Huntington, with
We gotta
Hoffman
get in there.
Cordero. And those guys are as caliber as you already know it from a fanatic standpoint. But back to Marvin, he trains I keep a close eye on him, but before, besides being like a fanboy of like your friends, whatever.
Yeah.
Like honestly, man, like I'm a boxer, so he's training with world champion boxers I look up to.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, he's getting that good IQ. Goes and fights Izzy. Boxing's not kickboxing. Izzy is a freaking butcher.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
He is. He'll take
Right.
everything and anything he can take.
Except
It takes
against the
another butcher.
Brazilian Terminator. That Brazilian Terminator,
my
bro.
Lord.
What did Rogan say? His fists are like granite.
Is that what he said?
Dude, you know what's funny? I was scrolling on social media the other day, and he posted it, like, hey, Poatong's pretty good. So he
is.
posted
He's a
this
funny guy.
video, and he's on a roller coaster, right? It's just straight face.
The whole
Straight,
time?
No smile.
No smile, no
people
fun?
There's people in the back, bro. They're hey, screaming. He's just straight face.
Nope.
I'm
Don't
like,
care.
hey, that's my Brazilian Terminator right there. That's my guy.
He's got the switch on.
I think it is the switch, bro, because I've seen, like, when you say roller coaster in
Yeah.
videos where he's doing, like, normal stuff.
Yeah.
He's
Don't get me
smiling?
wrong. Well, it seems a little weird, right? Because it's him.
Yeah.
Right? But now that he's growing his hair, I'm concerned he's not getting that, like,
He is growing his hair.
champion kind of, like...
Mentality.
Yeah, here's some shea butter in the man. Here's some UFC moisturizer for your hair. I don't know
And
if
it's
they're
free.
making
You're
a
sponsored.
They might be making him marketable.
Maybe.
But he's marketable being that Terminator.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro.
Not
yeah.
some, like,
No,
come over
not
guy.
pretty guy.
Like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Call the guy to be in fucking one of your movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
And let him punch somebody too. Shit. Fuck.
He's scary.
Yeah.
So
The main event?
Main event of the prelims.
Main event of the prelims, bro. Cody.
Do you want to talk about this? I'm gonna let you go on that one. Go ahead, bro.
Man. Cody Garbrandt against Trevin
I
Jones.
want your feelings on this.
Well, you know what? I felt good for Cody. I'm happy Cody got
I'm happy Cody got the win.
I'm happy
Let's
Cody
start
got the
there,
win.
right? Let's be positive.
100%. Now, did I see it going the way it did? Absolutely
No.
not. Absolutely
Ooh.
no. But what I
No.
liked about Cody, and I hadn't seen this in Cody's game in a long at all, to be honest, is he invested in the legs.
Yes.
Invested
And
in
the
the
body,
legs very
the body
early.
kick too.
In the body, he threw body punches, but it just for me, differently, it's his investment in the legs because it's a different look now. It's a different look that I think Trevin maybe didn't anticipate being prepared for,
Right.
which I think it ended up helping Cody in the long run because
It
I
did.
think Cody won the first 2 rounds,
Yeah.
and then Trevin was trying to get back,
Yes.
and I think that's why we saw the round that we did in that last round is Trevin trying to get something out, didn't work out. Cody got the win. Cody's still good, still standpoint.
Yep.
Trevin, I'm a little worried about. Trevin might be in the axe.
I'm a little worried about Trevin too, considering Trevin only had 10 strikes by the middle of the 3rd round. That's
Yeah.
not going to win you a fight, bro. That's
Trevin
not
might be in
gonna
trouble.
do it,
He
right?
might be in trouble.
So he had to step on that gas at the end of that 3rd round, and it looked like both of them were afraid to be able to get in the pocket because both of them did not want to get knocked out. It looked like
Yeah.
both of them were kind of playing a little bit safe in a sense.
I don't mean to cut you
No,
off,
no, you're
man,
good.
but
You're good.
I don't want to forget. If you've noticed with TJ, and I think Cody lost another big fight to another guy. I forgot his name. But he's been winning and losing.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just losing, not just winning, but it's kind of like, okay, what Cody we have tonight? But I think what I see is he's not trying to win the war, win the exchange, and pick, move around, pick and choose, win the
Yes.
exchange. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
Because like you said, when he was winning those kicks, he'd keep moving left, right, laterally, and then when he would lose, remember he'd be like trading with TJ.
Yeah,
You're right.
try to do big
Yeah.
exchanges
And
during
it was
those
just
ones.
like
and lose.
rock 'em, not rock 'em, sock 'em, but it was just like
Almost.
Let's just see who wins the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and TJ he with Dwayne Bang Ludwig.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Muay Thai background.
Yeah.
He's all about angles,
Yeah.
going switch stances,
Yep.
giving you the same medicine but from a different
A different
side.
angle.
Right.
And when you're in exchange and just like ducking, chin down, let's just go for it. It's a limited thinking capacity, and when you got a guy analytically, thinking, okay, what am I dealing with here? Okay, I'm going to do this or that. Versus a guy that's just like, like Adesanya said, he's like, don't shoot and hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aim and fire.
Aim and fire.
You know
That's
what I
a good
mean?
way of saying it.
Don't swing and hope.
Yeah.
Nah, like aim and fire, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Hey, I'm
No,
glad that
makes
you said that
sense.
because I'm going to piggyback that a little bit because I noticed the difference between Cage Warriors and UFC. The level of fighters within just the organization of Cage Warriors and UFC. On your point, UFC fighters throw punches with intent, meaning they know why they're throwing this punch
Right.
and where it's going to go. A lot of the Cage Warriors fights were more just, let me throw this out here and see what happens. So I'm glad
Okay.
that you said that because these guys are throwing it on purpose and they're trying to hit. And if they don't hit that, then they know, okay, if I miss, then I need to go here.
Yeah.
And if he shifts here, then I need to go here. So the level of that is excellent. So I'm glad that you brought that point up. I thought Cody looked really good on his feet. He looked really light on his toes, getting that back and forth, in and out. And he started doing that breakdancing a little bit, getting his little shuffle going, getting his little feet going. He was feeling it for a little while.
I think it's a confidence thing.
It was.
I think it's, yeah.
It
I don't
was.
think, it's nice to look at. I don't think that shit does.
I don't think it did anything because I thought that during the fight that Cody was trying to bait him in a little bit so that he could be able to counter him. And that's what DC was saying, and so was Joe a little bit. They thought that he was going to play that little game and wait for him to counter and play a little bit smart.
Right.
But he never countered. So he kind of had to put himself into a position to be able to get something, which he was doing. And then he did it in the third round. He got rocked in the third round for a split second there and almost got put out. And that's when Trevin started to move forward and almost caught him, but he didn't. So Cody played it smart and got out of there and got that winner. And I got one more thing. How do you like his back tattoo? Woo!
We talked about that. And we were like, dude, it looks sick. It looks sick.
So I was comparing that one to the Bronx, Cheeto Vera, and your boy,
Dan
Sean. No. Dan Hooker doesn't have a back tattoo.
Yeah, he does.
Sean Brady.
Dan Hooker just got some new ink.
Did he get some?
got his leg done, and he got his back done. Yeah, Dan Hooker's is clean.
Cody's back looked really good. Bro.
It looked good.
I like that
Good.
one. I like that one.
Yeah,
So, congratulations, Cody. Finally moving forward.
to the main.
Finally. Go ahead. No. I was
Oh.
saying for him, finally moving
Oh,
forward.
yeah. Hey,
Finally
that's
getting a
good for
win. He's
Cody.
2-6 in his last 7 fights, 8 fights.
Hopefully he just stays on that. Like, he's got to stay on that trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
He can't afford a loss or multiple losses, I should say.
No. We cannot.
All right, and then this is what we all came here
The
for.
whole reason of us
This
being
is
here.
it.
The main
event.
Woo! 285.
Man, go ahead, take it away,
You want me to
Cariss.
take it? Oh, I think you want this one, but I want this because we had to start off the card a UFC debut. His name is Bo Nickel, ladies and gentlemen, and he fought Jamie Pickett in the middleweight division. Now, I don't know how many people get a UFC debut on the main card of a UFC pay-per-view with John Jones being the main event of the evening.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. They are promoting this dude beyond belief, and I'm glad that they are.
It's
I'm very
all
happy that they
about
are.
The
Right?
money.
Yes.
That money.
And it called this the Bo Show. So I kind of liked that a little bit because he said he didn't have a nickname. I said, hey, Cam, what's his nickname? You said Bo. And so it's called the Bo Show.
I mean, the only thing I have written down is the hype is real.
The hype.
The hype is real.
Is very
He's
real.
legit. Now, Matt and I, we did have a little discussion
Yeah.
last night because I don't know if you know, there was a low blow incident.
Yes, he threw his knee.
And Pickett and his team are trying to get it judged as a no contest.
Okay.
Because they're trying to say that the low blow led to that.
To the
I don't know what's
takedown?
going to happen. I don't know what's going to be the next. But to be honest, I just think Bo is just that good.
Yeah.
He's that legit.
Yeah.
I don't see another. And then what I love about Bo too, before I go into anything else, is he's fearless.
Oh, he is.
Who the fuck calls out, comes out? He's done it multiple times. Who does that?
A crazy guy that's going to come in and change the entire division. He said that
Like-
he felt at home and comfortable in that cage, and this is your first fight ever.
I mean,
what?
come on. Like,
You're You're a
The
specimen,
guy's
bro.
a problem,
Yeah,
bro. He's a problem.
He's going to be the next
He
dude.
definitely sees holes in the game that he could fill.
Yeah.
And if you remember Masvidal, that was his wrestling guy.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was Bo Nickel against Kobe.
Yeah.
And Bo, I mean, and I don't mean to cut you guys off, but like
No,
when I
good.
see, I was looking at his profile last night. I started following him, like, I'm going to give support. This guy seems legit. Yada yada. I'm looking at his striking. I'm doing my research on him from a fan standpoint, and I can tell that. That he's putting in the time to properly know the little ins and outs of the striking game.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to call him a specialist or some scary striker, but I think his confidence stems from he's just going to maintain his premium art of wrestling and control.
Right.
But I think his confidence stems from having a good niche in the striking game that we're all yet to see.
Okay.
Because I think it'll prove himself maybe in at least a war against another striker.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him and Kobe, bro.
That would be good.
That'd be a good one.
That would be
What I mean?
good.
Because I would like to see, because Kobe, what I call, he's like a cardio striker. He's nasty. If you're tired, he will take you out.
Yeah, he'd fuck you up.
A regular striker will take anybody out if they're tired.
Yeah.
Now, Bo, I think he's just stronger. He might have to just watch his gas tank. We're yet to see if he can go 5 rounds.
Yep.
Right? He's new. But that's the fight. Yeah, Chimaev as well. But I would want to see him versus Kobe first.
Okay.
I think he may
Because
get
I know
it.
Gilbert
He may
Burns
get
is
it.
a tough mofo.
Oh yeah.
He's not
yeah.
going to fight Masvidal.
No, he's not.
They're in the
No.
same lion's den.
And even if they weren't, I wouldn't want to see that.
Do you know what I?
Nah.
To be honest, not really.
I would
interested.
want to see him with Hamzat, and the reason being is because he's such a good wrestler
Yeah.
that Hamzat might be able to stalemate the wrestling from both sides. Who's going to win in that situation? Because they
Here's
might
my-
not stay on their feet. So most guys that wrestle might actually stand up and exchange because their ground game is so good.
But here's my only thing. I think he needs another fight.
Oh, he does.
With
I'm
a
not going straight
striker
to the beginning.
before he goes, because I think Kamza would eat him up on the feet.
And here's the thing. On the feet, Hamza, he's strong in that right uppercut. But those guys from Russia, they're different with their wrestling. American-style wrestling, got a lot of ankle picks, singles, doubles.
Right.
And just American-style wrestling, a lot of collar ties and feints. With the Russians and that Greco-Roman, they're more, I won't say judo, but there's judo throws and Greco-Roman, I believe. And if you notice when Hamzat is very dominant, he'll toss someone on the ground.
Right.
He'll pin him against a wall first. He'll have an overhook, press him against a
And
wall.
then get position.
We'll fight him there and then get position and
Yeah.
then take him down that way.
Yeah.
Maybe take his feet out. But it's different. So I think the center of the octagon will be more in Bo's favor from a wrestling standpoint.
Okay.
We'll see the striking in
Yeah.
the center. We'll see. But against the wall, I think it'll be Hamzat's world. But Bo, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, but dude, I'll just.
I'm just looking forward to seeing him again.
Speaking
dude.
of Kamza
That's-
and the way he goes at people, just remember how he went at Kevin Holland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I feel like he knew.
Sprinting.
Yeah, he
Just-
fucking, yeah.
Just straight
This is
forward.
my food. I will eat.
He made
So-
a comment. He's like, I don't even need to fight this guy.
No,
I
he
just
doesn't.
take him down, choke him. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
lucky.
done. He does.
He's something I didn't have to fight him. Just
and he
choke
and,
him.
like now, I love how he's playing into that villain role. He's like the villain of the fucking
Hamzat,
UFC. I
yeah,
fucking
I'm
love
okay
it.
with that.
Yeah.
So welcome to the UFC, Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel.
Welcome to the deep end of the UFC in your next fight,
Yeah,
bro.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what fucking
I'm looking forward to seeing who he's going to fight next.
Same.
Honestly.
Same.
Cannot wait. Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Alrighty. Moving on to the next fight on the card, which was in the lightweight division. We have number 7, Matsuts Gamer Gamrot versus Jalen the Tarantula Turner. Now,
Man, what a fight.
number 7 versus number 10. Now, Cam and I both chose Jalen Turner on this fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck. First off, Gamrot stepped in because this was supposed to be my boy fighting Dan Hooker.
Yes, it was. Yeah, which I would have liked to have seen actually more because we like Hooker, so I think it would have been a better fight
Yeah, man.
in Turner's
this
favor.
I thought that they had really good. They both had good. I put great stand-up exchanges. I thought the stand-up exchanges was pretty good.
They were good.
Where Gamrot dominated was just on the fucking ground,
Yeah.
bro. dominated him on the ground. And I thought, like, with Turner being the longer fighter, I was hoping watching the fight that he would have used that maybe to
stand
to
outside.
escape, or even just throws like with his legs, throw something over, get like a triangle on from the bottom, something. But I think unfortunately
I think
Gamrot was just better.
Yeah,
he was just better.
Night.
He was just better. He was better than Turner in all those areas. Yeah. And we got the fight that we got.
So a weird thing on this fight too is the judges. Did you guys hear that this was a split decision on this fight?
I had it a split.
You had it a split.
Yeah, I had a split. I gave Turner the first round, and I gave Gamrot second and third.
Okay, but I'm sorry. No, literally one of the judges had Turner winning this fight.
Oh, shit.
It was a split decision, meaning that one of the judges
you're right. My bad.
winning.
Fucking hell.
Yes, that's what I said. Because the reason why I say that is because in between round 2 and round 3, when Jalen Turner was in the corner man said to him, "We're down 2 rounds. We're down 2." He said we're down 2.
Interesting.
And then all of a sudden, one of the judges gave it 29-28 to Jalen Turner. And I'm like, wait a second, bro. Because one judge had it 30-27 for Gamer. And I was like, no. It was 29-28. I gave round 1 and round 3 potentially to Gamer, and I gave round 2 to Jalen Turner because he had more punches on that one. And when Gamer took him down the second round, he really didn't do too much.
Okay.
Right? And that's kind of how it went. But all of a sudden, one judge had it for Jalen Turner, and I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Well, I mean, I think I'm going to start becoming a big advocate for live scoring.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if anybody watched it, but the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight.
You and I watched it. Yeah.
It was live scoring. I don't want to get too much into
Yes,
it.
it
Matt's already
was.
giving me a fucking eye. I don't want to get fucking popped on. But there was live scoring in that, and I thought that was pretty cool because at least for a fighter, and we don't have to get into this now, but for a fighter going into, let's say after the 4th round how the judges are scoring it, then your corner, hopefully you have an educated corner. They could give you some educated information and how you need to go about the fight. If I'm fucking winning, okay, Cam, you don't need to go throw haymakers, bro.
True.
Bounce on the outside, don't get fucking hit.
True.
If I'm losing, Cam, you need to step this. You need to step up. You need to drop this fool in the next 2 rounds, or else it's over. But
so I'm on both sides of that fence, by the way. When we get to that conversation, because I don't like the live scoring, but I also like the live scoring because you can see both sides of it. So once we get to that conversation, I'll get a little more in detail on that one.
I would say Matt thoughts, but
I think Matt doesn't like the live scoring.
Well, it would hold accountable the judges,
Yes,
the
it
live
would.
scoring, to not do any funny stuff at the impulsive end. You know,
Great.
that's a
I'm
good
glad
point.
that
they
you
can
said it
know
like
who
that. They can
wins
change it at the
themselves
end,
and
right?
well, I just want this guy.
Yes. Oh, I wrote this down with a pencil. I can always erase and then put something else in that
Or-
square that I
The world
just
was
did.
like,
I like Patty.
Yeah, I like Patty the Patty.
Sorry. I'm just saying.
It wasn't a robbery.
Jared Gordon won that fucking fight.
It wasn't a robbery, but Jared Gordon won that fight.
Just like Volk won that fight too.
Yes,
Okay,
he did.
anyways.
Moving on. Alrighty, in the number 3 fight of the night in the welterweight division, we had number 7, Jeff Hands of Steel Neal versus number 9, Shavkat Nomad Rachmanov.
Bro.
Yes, this to me was the fight of the night.
Yeah. I put that down. I put
Matt, what do you think?
$50K all over this fight.
Okay, good. I'm glad you guys agree with that
We
one.
were mentioned. We were yelling. Me and
I kid you not. Like,
Dude,
both
Hands-
we had all the kids over. Our wives ended up going upstairs and left us with some of them down. Bro,
Of course, 'cause you're yelling.
you would think the kids would be doing the craziness.
No,
it was Matt and
That
myself
was you
watching
guys.
the fights.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
you
just
should
a
have seen
bunch
us
of big
for the
little
John
kids. What are you
Jones
talking
fight. Oh my gosh.
that Romanov guy just kept coming forward.
But dude.
And Hands of Steel hit him so many times.
Talk about a chin.
Oh, my.
Talk about a chin.
And he
bro.
smiled about it and moved forward.
And kept going.
Yes.
And I mean, I know he got, I wouldn't say dropped, but I say he got wobbled.
Oh, no, he got
wobbled.
He almost put his hand down on one of them.
He got wobbled on one of them, but it didn't affect him.
No.
Didn't affect him.
Jeff Neal looked in his face. He's like, dude, I hit you with my best punches and
Yeah.
you're still coming at me.
Here, I didn't know if you guys knew this. Maybe you already do. But a legit knockdown is understood and justified by this. They define it like this. Just keep in mind, there's always better knockdowns and other knockdowns within all technical legit knockdowns.
Right.
But if you need to use any part of the floor with
keep
your
yourself-
hands to stay up from where you were prior, and
Right.
it was because of that guy's body touching your body, that's a knockdown.
Really?
Right? So, like, even if your
Okay.
fingertips
Even if you
kind of
graze.
graze the floor
Yeah.
and you didn't fall on your ass, you still needed the floor
and,
To
assist.
and additional support from your stance of composure and your game ready. I mean,
Right.
he did that to you, so keep that in mind. Like, hey, when you're biasly in favor of your guy that you're betting on, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, bullshit, dude. That's a knockdown.
Yeah, his hand touched, right?
He fucking he had to adjust himself because my guy put his fist on his mouth.
Sure. Okay.
Just like DC talking about wrestling and saying that was a takedown.
Yeah.
And when they put their hands on the mat and they got in behind, and some of the judges say, no, that's not a takedown.
Yeah.
DC's like, no, that's bullshit. That's a takedown in wrestling. That's a
It's
takedown.
funny. It's funny you mention that because that's like me with Connor. Like he's never gotten knocked down.
Yes,
bro.
he has.
He's fucking knocked down. Connor doesn't get knocked down, bro.
No, not at all. He just breaks his leg and falls
Habib,
down.
though, that one was shocking, right?
Oh, so yes, that was a very, very.
But I think now,
entertaining
like,
fight.
hey, the welterweight's got to watch out.
Oh my.
Shavkat is coming.
Yes, he is 17.
He is
and
coming.
Oh,
Like, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Leon fight that we have coming up in a couple of weeks. But like, I want to know how they're going to push this guy. Are they going to? Because he's undefeated at the end of the day.
Yeah, 17-0.
So are we going to give him like somebody big? Because I know there was talk at the post conference.
yeah.
Colby against Shavkat.
Oh, Colby's not going to take that.
Somebody mentioned it to Dana. Dana said he liked it.
Of course, he liked it.
Right?
Is that the guy, the Romanov guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shavkat.
So he said he liked it.
course.
He also mentioned that they've offered Colby things. Colby has accepted it, but it just couldn't come to fruition.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
I mean,
Well,
Colby's
is
got to fight
Hamzat-
at the end of the day.
Is Hamzat not fighting the winner of Edwards Usman too?
I don't know.
Or does he need to
I
stay
don't think
active
so.
between that time?
I don't. Well,
Because then I'd say Kobe or Hamzat versus Romanov. 'cause
I think
like,
the big thing with Hamza is can he make the weight?
Yes, because he hasn't dropped down to
they
170
are
late.
concerned about
Because
that.
can he make the
But he
weight?
fought Burns at 70. No,
That's when he can make it.
That's when he made it.
He
But he
made
didn't
it-
make the last one. It was
he-
178.
against Nate Diaz
Yeah,
and Tony
against Nate.
Ferguson,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's the one he fucked. Well,
But he still showed that he made it though. The next fight.
He hasn't had a fight since then.
yeah.
He's done.
Wait. His last fight was what? Burns or Tony?
His last fight was Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland, because when
Oh,
Kevin stepped
and then
in,
the one before that.
The one before that was
it
Burns.
was Burns. Yeah, and he beat him in 3 rounds.
Wait. Tony didn't fight him, huh?
No.
Tony fought Diaz.
And you, like you said, Kevin
Yeah.
stepped in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had that little reshuffle.
It was
Yep.
185.
He weighed in at 178 and a half. So he fought
So it was
Kevin at
catch weight.
170.
He didn't
yeah.
make 170.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Kevin Holland was going to fight D-Rod at the catch weight of 178, and then all of a sudden Hamzat didn't make weight. And they're like, oh, we got to shuffle this around now.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the conspiracy theory of, oh, he didn't make weight. No.
No, man. I don't know what happened with that, but I had a feeling that they probably protected Tony from.
That's the
Hamzat.
conspiracy that we're talking about.
What was
That's the
Hamzat supposed
conspiracy.
to fight Tony?
No,
No,
Diaz.
he's supposed to fight
He's supposed
Diaz.
to fight Diaz.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who did he fight then?
Who? Hamzat?
Tony.
Tony fought Nate Diaz
Nate Diaz
that
in the
night.
main event.
Yeah.
Who won that?
Diaz.
Diaz.
By
209 chokeout.
it was a submission.
Guillotine. Yeah, his specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate seeing Tony like that.
I
man.
know.
Fucking hate
I
it.
know. So yeah, Shavkat should get a top 5 because this was number 7 in welterweight
Yeah.
in Jeff Neal. So top 5, let's look out for that.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for him to fight again.
Can't.
Wow.
I can't.
Wow. All right. Alrighty. Ooh, I'm not happy to announce this one, but I know that you are. Actually, I'm partially happy to announce this one because this was part of our talk.
Just go ahead, because
Hang on.
I'm flying in for this next one. Go
In
ahead.
the women's
Taco, baby.
flyweight title fight,
boy.
we had Valentina Bullet Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Yes, we did. And we have a new champion.
And new. All I'm going to say is, guys, I said at the beginning of the year, I
Sure
said
did.
it. I picked her. I knew when it came down to it, I could count on my girl from Mexico, and she pulled through. It looked dicey at times, not going to
Viva
lie.
Mexico.
I was nervous. I think she came out great that first round.
She did.
She put on I think she hit Valentina with some things that Valentina hasn't felt before.
Yes, she won round
And
one.
Valentina was smart. She ended up bringing it to her game plan. She ended up taking her to the ground, controlling it.
Yep.
But I knew deep down inside that my girl Grasso
gonna do
was
it.
going to pull through. And guys, DraftKings, again, I'm just saying, if I had bet $100, I'd be fucking swimming
Oh, you'd
in
have
it right
money.
now.
You'd have money. She was what, +1?
I think at one point I heard it was like plus 650.
something like that. Yeah.
Shocked
ridiculous.
me, man. You did call it. I'll give
Yeah.
you that. You called
Come
it.
on now.
'Cause
Come on
listen,
now.
Valentina's been on a freaking warpath.
Number 7. She's
She
got
has
7 title
but
fights.
here's my
I
thing,
got
though.
comfortable with that, you know.
But her last fight, that's what left me a
Yeah,
little
what
like
happened? It was a
against
decision?
Talia Santos, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Talia
And-
almost got her.
Like a back
And
end.
Yeah.
I
Talia
was a
got her.
little
She won
when I
because her
saw
point got
that.
deducted.
Yeah.
That's it.
When I saw that, I was like, hey,
This
there's
is trouble.
something's off with shit. Like, I think people are starting to figure out the bullet. That's what I thought.
Yes.
And then knowing who Grasso is and how she fights, I was like, hey, this could happen here. There's a chance for it to happen. It's here because not only did Shevchenko get exposed, now people on the outside, fighters, are going to be taking this in, getting in the information, going to add it to their game plan. I mean, look at it. Grasso said it. She likes to do spinning things.
She does.
She got caught doing
Yes.
a spinning
She
thing.
waited for that spin, and then she grabbed her on her back, right? When she spun.
She saw the moment and went for it.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's what we ask, right?
Exactly
You
what
see
she
the
should've done.
moment, you capitalize off of it, and she did. I mean, I love how at the end, Joe had the camera people go back and show you how hard she was getting choked. How that the whiteness.
The white line.
Oh, Mike, bro,
Forearm.
that's a broken
It wa-
jaw.
it wasn't
That's
even under.
Oh, it wasn't even under.
Did you
but
see her talking afterwards? She was having troubles moving her mouth.
Oh, no, I
When
didn't.
she was
I
having her
didn't.
interview,
Yeah.
you could tell that she was just something was off on her talking.
I mean,
and it's because she had that
Mexico,
arm around her.
Mexico. You guys have 3 champions, bro.
Hey,
3. Yair. I mean, I know it's an interim, but for me, it's
I
you're
told you
the
that.
champion.
Who cares?
Champion.
Who cares? 3 champs right
Brandon
now.
Moreno, champion. Alexa Grasso, champion. Mexico, you have arrived. This
Yes.
is it. Mexico, stand up.
Hey,
all
remember-
my people up in TJ, yes.
Remember when he
Bro,
said, "My
when I-
boy, my homie, my cuz,
Yeah. Oh,
Tunco"? Yeah, he told us 3 champions. I told you.
Yeah, that's right.
3 title
Shout out to the
champs.
homie Tunco, baby.
Yes, sir. What are you gonna say, Matt?
Yeah.
No, they have a big mural right before you enter TJ that I was
Oh,
telling you.
yeah, you were.
Brandon?
You did mention, Brandon
you
Moreno.
passed the
Haven't had a
outlets
chance
right
to see it,
I
though.
want to see that.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
right after the America's Outlets. You see it there. I took a picture on like my second or third fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fought twice in Rosarito and twice in TJ. At Rosarito, where I went to weigh in, do medicals and all that, they have Brandon's photo with other world champions. I believe they have
That's so
Chavez.
sick.
But dude, me doing my little thing, I know we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But sticking to Brandon,
Right.
You can just tell the people, the commissioners, like they definitely appreciate
Yeah.
Brandon
Oh, yeah.
Moreno.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he comes off as a great guy. Never met him personally, but that
Yeah.
mural that I just mentioned, I took a little like video of it,
Yeah.
narrating in the video to my buddies in the car. Hey, this is Mexico's first born
UFC
MMA
title
world
guy,
champ.
right?
Right. I know Kane is Chicano from
Yeah,
America, but
yeah.
Right.
like we said, from Mexico. This, that, and the third. I tagged Brandon.
Nice.
I'm a regular guy, bro.
Yeah.
He reposted my
Oh,
thing.
Did he really?
bro.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm ecstatic. And
That's
like,
sick.
Tell my boys, my
Nice.
Mexican
Shout out
boys,
to Brandon Moreno,
That
bro.
baby assassin.
Hey,
he's a good guy, bro.
yeah,
Yes.
he's a good
Right?
dude. Good
He
dude.
is.
You know what I love about him too, though? Fucking, I love how he's so comfortable, like showing like his nerdiness.
Oh,
like
he
I
doesn't
think
care.
we
Yeah,
all
that's
we
awesome.
all have a bit of nerdiness
Yes.
in us.
I think that's why
I
people.
fucking hide it to the
Wait, what's his
fullest.
collection?
I don't
He's
hide
a
it.
toy collection, right?
Legos.
It's
No.
Legos,
And
right? Or no?
he's in Funko Pops
In
too.
Funkos,
In Funko Pops. He's in
wow.
both of them.
Those figurines.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's into those big time.
I saw something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but dude, Grasso, I'm so proud
So
of
happy
you,
for
bro.
her.
So proud, so
Okay,
happy.
so she gets an immediate.
yeah, you have
rematch.
to, you have to,
And
have
I
to.
hope they do that during
International Fight
thank
Week.
you. That's exactly what I was
I
going to say.
think they have to run it back the same time. I know
Yes.
we're going to move on and talk about it now. John
Yeah.
Jones fights Stipe. Same
Ooh,
same card.
that'd be great.
Because you have to go big International
Okay.
Fight Week.
Can
Have to
I
go
say?
big.
I want to say one thing about Valentina. Tell me if you guys maybe agree,
Okay.
or if you didn't see it. I don't see any improvement in her game. I didn't see any big change or anything that was just like, oh my God, she's gotten better. All I've seen is the same exact stuff over and over and over.
Well, I think like with her, she's been so dominant for so long against so many other oppositions.
That's kind of my point, right? She hasn't really
Right.
improved because
But,
she
I
hasn't
mean-
anything.
But now we'll see. Now we will see.
You know, I was surprised that Grasso, which is what earned more respect for me towards her, was
Mm-hmm.
she didn't necessarily go for the ground right away.
No.
She was willing to trade with
Yeah.
Valentina.
Yeah.
Like,
She said,
well,
I'll be in your world.
You know, those highlights, she would land like a 1-2,
Right.
you know, set up a jab, and then boom, she would crack her too.
She hit her a couple
So then
times,
when she
dude.
did that spinning thing, then she capitalized,
Yeah.
secured the victory. But with the fight prior, who did she barely win by? That Brazilian chick? That
Talia
Talia
Santos.
dos Santos.
she dropped her twice,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it went to the ground, I thought there was a little bit of the exposure, like, hey, you guys need to be at least testing Valentina on the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
Which with Grasso, again, it surprised me. She waited a while, and I asked her before the fight, I go, is she a ground person, a striker? He's like, honestly, bro, she brings a good package, bro. A little bit of both,
all of it,
man.
yeah.
So that proves to me, now that she's champion, she's a solid champ, dude.
Yeah.
Solid.
You know,
Solid.
She can entertain both. So
Yeah. I mean, it's the next.
gonna
the
challenge
next
her?
fights.
I mean, she's gonna get rematch, but like, say she gets through it.
There is
Who
one
else?
girl. There's one girl.
There's one.
There's one.
Go ahead.
Who is that?
Erin Blanchfield.
Yes, I knew you were going there.
And she was in attendance last night too.
yes,
By
she
the
was.
way.
Is she Irish?
No.
No, she's American.
She's American.
She's American. She's the one that beat up
Erin
Molly
Blanchfield. She just beat up Molly
Meatball. Patty's little homie.
Patty's girl.
Okay, is she brunette? Blanchfield.
No. Oh, no, she is brunette. Excuse me. Yeah, my bad. She is brunette.
If I see her face, I'll remember her
You'll
from my
notice her.
card prior.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
a newer.
She just fought recently
height,
too.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She just beat Jessica Andrade.
Yeah,
Jessica Andrade stepped in on one week notice. She beat her up. It's good.
Okay.
it's a good fight.
You want to announce this one? I know you do, dude.
No, it's all right.
No.
You're the stat guy. You're the stat guy. I'm not gonna ruin the
Ladies
flow.
and gentlemen,
There it
we
is.
are here for UFC 285 at the heavyweight main event of the evening to see a title fight between Johnny Bones Jones versus Cyril Bogaman Gunn.
Wow.
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 I'm just gonna say I'm very glad that I did not choose.
I don't want
Who
to
we
talk
were
about
gonna
the
choose
fight just yet because leading up to this, I think at very first when it was first announced, I said I'm going with Gon, and then
We were saying that for weeks.
I heard some of the stuff coming out from Gon about not training and all this bullshit. Did I think it was fake? Maybe a little bit. He could be telling the truth.
Yes.
But then something in my soul told me, "Why the fuck are you going against John Jones?"
I said
So
I had
I
the
changed
same,
and I went.
feeling.
I said, "Okay,
We
it's
wouldn't know
John."
either way, bro. It was so fast.
That's true.
But I was, dude, still for the walkouts, I was nervous as fuck for this
Yes.
fight. I was nervous because I didn't know, like, in my head, I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't know what to expect. Cyril looks like he's confident. He looks like he's game.
Yes.
John is being John.
Yes.
And I was nervous. I told Matt, I was like, dude, I'm fucking nervous for this
very
fight,
nervous.
bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's because John is back.
Partially
because
because John's back. I was going to say the same thing. I was partially because we're very high as a kite on this
didn't
fight.
I didn't want John to get starched.
No.
Because then I know people are gonna now tarnish his whole fucking this whole thing. But
Dude.
did he come out?
He looked nervous walking out. I don't know if you guys
think
felt.
so?
I think he did because he took 2 huge deep breaths when he was
Well,
before he walked.
it's
in
funny
the
you
cage.
mention that because Matt and I had to talk about this,
Yeah.
and
he almost walked into the cage without getting all his stuff on his face and without getting checks.
well,
Just saying.
I want Matt to kind of dive in and talk about this
Yeah.
when you're making that walk and the energy from the crowd.
Okay.
And how you interpret that energy.
Right.
And he gave me a great example about that. So I'll let you go ahead take it away.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fresh to mind right now, I do remember, I would like to assume the moment where you noticed he was getting nervous, taking those deep breaths. If you remember, he was like, they had the mic on. He was
Yeah.
walking, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
He was like talking on psyching himself
As he's walking
up,
out?
right? So here, I think it's both. I think what I witnessed was he knows the heat is on, big time fight. It's so immense, as we all know. We're
Yeah.
all excited.
It's true.
So he knows that too. 3-year layoff, about to walk out. Gon's already waiting for him, right? I know that guy. Even on my level, I'm aspiring up. But like, I know the guy with the. He's like, hey, 15 seconds, all right? Then you walk. You're like, all right. But you're in your zone. You give that guy leniency.
Yeah.
So John was in that moment when he was talking to himself, turning that corner. So I think, yes, he was nervous, but what was proper and what every fighter should do, it's just my opinion, have your techniques, your superstitious routine of preparation to get in there, which is why I think by the time he didn't get greased, because I noticed that too, I would like to think, because I'm already aware that he's doing these techniques to counter the edge,
Right.
because if you don't, it's not going to work. You're
Right.
gonna be off.
Right.
You're gonna have a big upset. He's gonna get his ass whooped. Blah,
Right.
blah. So if he's not, he needs to be doing what I'm saying now is seemingly. I'm another fighter, so I'm picking up on his body language. He seems to be doing these techniques. He's so in the zone. Misses getting greased.
Yeah.
But with that split second though, when
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, okay," because we have to remember they cut that tape off his toe.
Right.
Right.
true.
Right.
So I feel like that was flaring up some anxiety that we all could get.
Yeah.
Right. And we're getting it as well as a viewer. It's like, dude, what's going on?
Right.
So that happened. I'm still back to John. He's about to go in there, and then I think they were going to grease him. I can't remember. I think they're going to grease him up even after the toe thing.
Yes.
I'm not sure, but I was looking at his facial expressions. He still, to me, seemed like he was still dialed in on that routine.
Okay.
You know, okay, whatever. Like, because I was telling him too, like, hey, I hope he didn't like train really hard in his warm up, and he like needs that tape because if it's not there, he's gonna be limping, you know, or because on your hands, for example, these toothpick bones behind your hands, they really support the knuckles and force going forward. They're easy to break. Now with your feet, again, I'm not a physician, okay? Don't throw me.
Neither are we, so you're good.
Well, you know, when you clip your toenails, I feel like you lift your toes up a little. You can see like little bones too,
Right.
on the bridge, the top of your foot, where the arch. So foot stomps, kicking. I know I haven't broken it, but I'm an MMA practitioner. We'll talk more about that in another convo. But from my experience, I know your foot can get sore. So to John Jones, I mean, he had bruises or staph
on his forehead.
Right?
Yeah,
I saw that.
So I'm assuming if it's not an issue with the commission, maybe he was psyching himself up, like hitting himself.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But like he could have been ultra preparing for the fight to start, which would be to him in his mind, okay, this is round 2, round 3.
Right.
I've already been doing my thing.
You
guys want me to move it out to the front now and keep going.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's human, man. So you have to have these. Everyone's different, but have these superstitious routines, and I think that's what that was.
Okay. Nice.
So.
Yeah, but man, the way that fight went, the way it obviously ended.
That choke.
Yeah, I mean, it just all goes back to how John is truly a student and a cerebral fighter. Mm-hmm. He mentioned it all leading up to this fight. It's going to be easy. Mm-hmm. He said it was going to be easy. He studied the guy. Mm-hmm. And what I kind of laugh about it now is, I don't know, you watched Embedded.
Of course.
What was Gon's TV on when he was... What was on?
You talking about FIFA?
He's playing FIFA, right?
He's playing soccer.
What was John watching?
John was watching video of Cyril Gane.
Come on. That's to me. That's a big tell.
That's a huge difference. It's a huge difference in somebody's fight preparation,
yeah,
especially week of. Now, granted, I'll give him a little leniency in the fact that you don't need to be thinking about the fight so much that you're going to get overly psyched out of it, and you need to have a break to do something. Yeah. But exactly to your point right there, John's studying Cyril in and out. And did you hear him say, I'm studying how he walks, I'm studying how he bites, how he chews, how he spits, how he breathes, every single little thing. He's like, I'm trying to find his weaknesses.
Yeah. And I think in that fight you see it. That punch that John evades.
Oh my.
It's not like he just did it in that moment.
No,
bro.
he's already saw that.
He's seen that already. Mm-hmm. Look the way he moves. He moves to a way to shoot right off the bat to shoot. Yeah. Fuck, and it was a wrap. As soon as it went down, it's a wrap. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, John has truly shown people who fucking hate on him. I was one of them. With his things outside of the ring, that he is truly the GOAT of this sport. Yes. He is the man at the top of the mountain that everybody is trying to get to. Mm-hmm. He has mastered this sport. He has mastered it not at one weight class, at 2 weight classes. He's taken 3 years off to come back to beat somebody who we all have said is a top contender at that weight class.
And could have won easily.
John is levels. I'm going to say this again, levels above the rest of the competition. And it's going to be a sad day when he decides to retire.
So, his next fight's going to be Stipe.
I'm going.
I know. We're going John Jones.
It's John now,
especially after that.
Like John already said it. I think Stipe brings a very good wrestling background, and he's good at boxing.
Yes.
Cool. I want to see how John prepares. I think it's going to be a good fight, depending on where it goes. Mm-hmm. Stipe. I just hope Stipe is ready. Like, I really hope Stipe is ready.
I really do too.
I know he's full-time firefighter. I know he's a proper fighter. He's going to take time off from that and prepare. But I really want Stipe to come out and give us the best John that we can get.
Oh, yeah.
And if Stipe wins, I'll be happy if Stipe wins too, because I like Stipe. But I just think if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my money on fucking John.
And I want John Jones to win for the simple fact of I don't want to see Stipe and Ngannou later on in the year, because if we get John Jones beating Stipe, guess who's potentially
He's not coming back.
Why do you say that?
Dana already said he's not coming back. He's not bringing him back.
We don't know the future though.
Bruh, Dana. When have you seen Dana say something and go back on his word?
When he said there was never going to be women in the UFC. There you go, right there.
Okay,
There's
okay,
a great.
okay,
That's a great
okay.
one right there.
Okay, that's true because
Right?
he saw the money.
Now,
All right.
now.
So you're saying that he's
I'm-
going to see
I'm-
the dollar signs on this
yes,
one?
I'm just holding it out there because I think that would be a great moneymaker fight. I know people would pay attention.
Yeah.
And who else in this division do you want to see fight
Well,
John Jones?
Here's my
right
thing.
now?
I think
he's going to be the
it's a
best.
big money maker fight if, and here's my if Francis does fight a boxer.
Oh yes, there's
Because now,
there's a
if
portion
Francis
of it,
like,
yes,
and this is who I want Francis to fight is Deontay Wilder because I
That'd
think
be a great
he's
one.
the only one I think he could beat
Yes.
probably. And let's say, fucking Francis goes out and starches Wilder
in a
Now
boxing match.
Now you
Yeah.
now you got to build.
Yeah.
Now you have Francis on a high, and he just made a bag. Like let's say he
Yeah.
made $50 million off that
Oh
fight.
jeez.
Then you got John, who just beat Stipe.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could say, okay, now we're gonna have Francis come back and fight John.
Thank you.
Ready for this?
Go ahead.
Around in that December end of the year card.
Ooh.
End of the year card, you do
Ooh.
Francis against John.
Hey, didn't we already talk about this? Yes,
Probably.
we did.
I'm just saying.
No,
UFC needs to.
I'm glad you're
Hey,
saying it.
Dana White, McMahon, you guys, hey, just send me the contract.
be the-
I'll help you guys make fights.
He's got his Dana White. We call this the Dana White pants. He's got his Dana White pants on right now.
Man, come on.
But no, we've said this. That would be the greatest way that this year plays out
Yeah.
in the heavyweight division. Because
100%.
if Ngannou didn't come back, who does John Jones fight in December? See,
I
we
mean,
don't
who
even really have a say for that.
I guess the only
as of
one
yet.
you could look at is, I mean, he's injured now, would be Tom Aspinall.
It'd be Tom Aspinall.
Depending on
or
what he does.
If they
Hey,
do
tell
Sergey,
Brock Lesnar to come back. That mega fight that they're always talking about.
Oh, boy.
or we got
Just for money making,
Ooh,
bro. Obviously,
boy.
Brock's like
I'd
not
watch it.
Ooh,
a
boy.
29-year-old Brock, but that'd be a good style matchup if Brock's like smothers
Brock
him.
against John.
I want to see if John can move Brock around.
and Brock's on steroids.
You know what? Just
Yeah,
don't
but
chase
hey,
that fight.
John would have to put on some more weight,
Yes,
though,
he
bro.
would.
Because
Yeah.
hey,
A lot of more
Lesnar's a big boy. That's a true Viking.
he cuts
Lesnar, I bet you his hair, his people were definitely Vikings.
Yeah,
He walks around at 300.
6'2", right? He's 6'2", but isn't he like super wide?
He's 6'2",
Super
300
wide.
pounds, so he drops down to 265 from 300.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's almost,
Fucking
that's why it's
monster,
hard for him to even get in the
Monster.
UFC because that's a difficult
He's
thing
that's
for
like
him
a
to do.
bank safe. You know, he's
Dude.
just not moving.
Oh,
I would no piece
Well, they
of
had to
Brock
make
Lesnar.
bigger gloves, right? for
Yeah,
him?
yeah, like specially made.
I said this earlier. I don't know if you heard this one, Matt. Tony Ferguson wears the same size gloves as Brock Lesnar.
No shit. He has big hands.
He has 4XLs or whatever it was. I was like, oh my Lord, you got 4XLs? Wow.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I used to train with Tony. I mean, we can get into it in the next
Yeah.
episode.
In the next
Yeah.
But no, he has big hands. He's a big bone.
Big
He's
boy.
kind of like a Forrest Griffin.
Ooh.
Like he looks scrawny, all this,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
in real life,
But he's pretty
he
thick.
doesn't give you the scrawny vibe. He's just skinny, but he's like a big bone dude.
Okay.
Fighting at 150. That's why I would always ask him, why doesn't he go to 170? I think because I think I told you last night, skinny dudes are either really strong for being skinny and
Yeah.
they make it to that big guy position in that weight class.
Yeah.
But then, or they're just weak as fuck and they're not strong. But then, sorry if I'm diving into this, but I really want to make this point. Like, look at Connor at 145. He was that scrawny,
Yes.
skinny, but big dude in that weight division.
Yeah.
Now you go to 155. That big guy stature isn't having the same impact on the 55 guys. So now you're kind of like hanging in there with guys that I think, to Connor's bio, like the way his body works, it's kind of like mine, where he does better more at a natural weight or at the lowest weight possible his body allows him to. I
Yeah.
think 55, he doesn't like making that weight cut, but it's a
No.
lot more comfortable than 45.
You're right.
So, like, but he's still drained, man.
Yes.
Where if he's still drained and the guys aren't as small as the 145ers, they're not going. Their lights ain't getting put out
Right.
that easy.
Right.
So at 70, he could beat, which he is.
He's
2 for
trying.
3.
Well-
He beat Nate at 170. He beat Cowboy at 170. Not that they're high ranked guys, but I'm looking at his his ability.
Well,
wise.
let me get your thoughts on this. If he does fight
Chandler?
Chandler at 185,
No.
Right.
No.
what do you think about that?
Well,
You don't think that's good?
No.
Bro, juiced up Connor?
Well, juiced up Connor's a
Juiced
little
up
bit different.
Connor?
Different.
Come
Okay,
on.
I've already said this before. I think they should fight at 165.
That'd be cool.
The reason why I say 165 is because we keep talking about adding new weight classes to the UFC. And if Connor decided to step up and do Connor things, Connor can all of a sudden add a division and
be
be
the
like, hey,
champ.
165.
Dana will do it, bro.
Oh, Matt's rolling with me. I love this.
Guys, I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Wouldn't that
I'm gonna tell you
that'd
what's
be a
gonna
great
happen.
title fight at 165.
Connor's gonna fight at 170
Okay, well,
against Chandler. This is what's gonna happen.
Dana White's
This is
trying to
what's
say
gonna
maybe
happen.
not.
No, I'm telling you, this is gonna happen.
Okay.
He's gonna fight him at 170.
Yeah.
He will beat Chandler at 170.
170.
And what happens if he beats Chandler
And
at
then he'll go
170?
down to 155 and try to
No,
fight
no.
for the title.
What happens if he fights Chandler at 170?
Him and Leon?
Bro,
That'd be a good
I'm telling you,
fight.
he's gonna try and go for 3.
He is gonna try to
He's
go for
gonna
three.
try
I
and
want
go
him to
for
get
3.
that, bro.
Like I think it's whoever's holding the belt. Even if it's Leon, it could be because he's talked about fighting Kamaru. I don't like that matchup, but if he goes
No, I
for
don't
3,
know.
if he goes for 3,
Do you know how he can get 3?
Well, that's how Top Jones.
who?
65.
There you go.
I'm
At
gonna say right
165, he's got his
This
own.
guy.
You
This
know,
guy.
you know where Dana White would love that more, in my assumption, is
Oh.
because if you go to 65,
Yeah.
it'll shave off a little bit of those bigger
Yes, it
70
will.
guys.
That's true. That's
why
true.
we've
And
been
it'll
That's
talking
true.
about
protect
this.
Connor, you
That's
know,
true.
like, and you know he's a mogul in the game. We all know this.
Yeah.
He is the face.
Yes.
You know, shout out Roadhouse coming out soon.
Hey,
Hey, I saw that too, yeah.
Saw them
That was
filming.
dope.
Saw
UFC
them filming.
222?
Come
Going
on,
all
baby.
Ain't on USADA, though. I'll tell you right now. That dude looks like a freaking Calvin Klein model.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Juicy,
Um,
juicy.
But yeah, one of the things that John Jones said during that fight, I just wanted to mention it during
Yeah.
the interview at the end, was he said that I felt a little goofy on my feet
He did.
in that first. And he actually
did.
looked goofy on his
Yeah.
feet a little bit.
Heavy.
He did.
He looked heavy. He threw a punch that he looked like he spun around for a split second, like
Yeah.
kind of weird, and got out of
Yes.
position really, really
But
quick.
you know what would still amaze me with John? Did you guys see that little shin or knee kick when he had missed and Gon tried to circle out? And it's almost like John's facing a whole nother direction.
Yeah, that
But
was
he
his miss.
He threw a leg kick.
Yes.
This is before that. What you're talking about happened in the center. This was
Okay.
on more towards the side of the
Okay,
cage.
okay.
He threw like a little kick, and I was like, oh shit, it threw me off because I've never seen that done before.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, John, he's just so
Got
advanced.
extra. He's got
So
another
advanced.
level.
Like
Level
I think
up.
Gon thought he was in a safe range because he was out, and as he was starting to move again, John just threw it.
Kicked again.
And I was like, dude, this guy's fucking
I
crazy.
think it was that oblique kick. It looks like a little side
Yeah,
kick.
yeah,
to the
yeah,
ACL.
yeah.
That's the popular career ender right there. They're
That's-
trying to outlaw that one.
That's
but-
what not Rashad. That's what
Rampage?
Rampage, thank you.
Yeah.
That was what Rampage was talking about because he had an interview a while ago with Ariel Hawani being like, I want that kick eliminated and
'Cause
not
Jones
being,
did that to him.
Jones did it to him.
Yeah.
And he almost took out his knee. He's like, dude, that's a career
Well, his
ending.
knee is still F to this day because of
I
that.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And he's like, that's a career ending injury. Like, we're not trying to end careers here. We're trying to win fights.
True.
And that's a cheap one that they shouldn't allow. And I'm like, okay, I'm on board with that because
It's
I've
on that
I've torn
line
my
of
knee.
like hitting in the back of the head.
Yes,
kicking to
good
the
point.
balls.
Good
It's like-
point.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Hit
know-
him in the throat illegally on purpose or something.
But I know it's hard though because like when Rogan gives analogies like,
Yeah.
well, why can't you? He'll say like, why can't you? What does he say?
The soccer kicks or not?
Well, yeah,
Or
he'll-
the 12-6,
yeah. He's like, why can't you 12? Why can't you 12-6 elbow to the head?
but you can 3-9.
well, no. Well, like, but if you can stand and put someone shin blade in your fucking temple,
Right? If you can
With
kick
a-
somebody in the head with
yeah,
your shin,
a lot more leverage.
it's a lot more dangerous.
But at the end of the day, I think the follow-up shots and volume, how am I going to say? On your feet, if you get kicked in the head, I think the justification is, well, you have the capability to get out of the way with your feet versus a downed opponent just getting repeatedly stomped on their face.
Yeah.
Say like the first stomp puts them unconscious, the ref's not there yet, and you give them like 3 or 4 more, you know?
True.
Well, the first
that
thing
dude.
goes to mind is Masvidal, Kamaru,
Yep.
right? The knee,
Yep.
Masvidal knee to Ben Askren, and those follow-up shots after that. And then when
Super necessary.
Kamaru did it to Masvidal after
Yeah,
he
on
dropped him
purpose.
after that punch.
And
I
Dan
mean,
Henderson
He was
did it
all
to Michael
momentum, though.
Bisping after he got dropped.
Yeah, you're right. It's all momentum,
It
right?
is.
Yeah, and it's you only got about 1 or 2 seconds, bro. I'd say 1
Yeah.
second, bro.
And then you're done.
Because if you're like 1,000, you gotta
Yeah.
stop now. You gotta stop. But if you're like already
You're already
like,
in?
Yeah.
then it's like okay.
Yeah, you're eating it.
where's
You're
the ref?
eating it. Yeah, you're eating
Ref's
it.
got to be like already.
Yeah. Herb Dean, where you at?
I met him.
Well, it's sad to say because you can't tell someone, hey, bro, go out there and try to murder him unarmed.
No.
And then like be a nice guy at the right time.
Right,
it's
right,
like-
yeah.
But it's shameful to not try though.
Yeah,
So when there's a moment where you know a guy could have been,
Right.
then we're all human. We're like, dude, that's fucking foul.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
So,
Good. Yeah, man. So that's going to end it for us at UFC 285. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did, because
Yes.
I really enjoyed this card.
was entertaining.
I've already rewatched it. Watched it this morning again because I enjoyed it. With that being said, we do want to say, Matt, dude, thank you so much for coming on the
Yes,
show
brother.
today
Thank
with
you, my
us.
guy.
We really appreciate
coming
you
out.
being here. Again, look forward to that interview with our guy. It is going to be fireworks.
Yep.
We can't wait to get
Dropping
it
it
done.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, man. So make sure you guys tune
having
in.
me. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So.
Nah, that's nothing. You're our boy, man. You're our boy. So with that being said, guys, MMA Game out.
You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got game. You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got flame. Shout out to Roget and Cariss, they doing their own thing. Yeah, talking about the fight game. You with the MMA game, all the big names, breaking down games, best in the game, never the same. You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got game. You with the MMA game, yeah, them boys got